Today is November 30th. It's a day of reckoning for a lot of unemployed. And President Obama has came out and he's urged for the passing of the unemployment extensions. There should be a vote later on today on them after 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And I'm still hoping and I still believe that there's going to be something passed. You know, we just came out of the Thanksgiving holidays here, and it was very serene here in Northern California. And I believe it was that way all over the nation. You see, most of the people that were out there shopping on Black Friday were buying like one or two items, you know, a pair of shoes, pair of pants, one item gifts. And now if they don't buy any more from Black Friday to Christmas, then that's going to be a big problem. So I believe there's a lot of false flags out there, and it seems like the media covered it as a big hype thing to make people feel good. But reality is we're still in the same boat we were 3 weeks ago. So as we wait for the vote on the unemployment extension sometime to this afternoon, I believe sometime after 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, we know that President Obama has met with the Republicans. We know that he's asked for them to pass the unemployment extensions and not block them. But he is, in my opinion, naive. Republicans have a no take prisoner attitude. And the only way you can really get with people like that and deal with them is through, hardline fighting. You take from me, I'll take from you. You give to me, I give to you. But for some reason, he just doesn't see betrayal. And until he sees that, then he won't be that president that we elected that had the passion to take on a twisted and tangled part of our American government. The next issue that I like to deal with is Afghanistan and North Korea. And Afghanistan, and the reason why I believe we need to leave is because we're not going to get anything done. Kind of like Iraq. We just left. And I see Afghanistan as saying that same way. You spend all these billions and billions of dollars and then you just leave. Leaving the country no better than it was when you got there and leaving yourself more in debt. And that's what we're doing with this Afghanistan and Iraq situation. I think we need to focus on our borders, bring our troops home, put them on the borders, and if they can't get in, they can't hurt us. And that's how you got to kind of pull back and deal with the home front first, which will save us $190 million a day as far as what the war in Afghanistan is costing us. Now, North Korea. I think this is a perfect storm for World War III. We have North Korea, who's allies with China, who the United States owe tons of money to, South Korea, who's becoming very impatient about being abused, allies with the United States. And although we have great diplomatic communication with South Korea, we cannot tell them what to do. I mean, if they really, really feel like they're being violated, they will attack North Korea. And we, being in South Korea, have no choice but to help defend South Korea because we have so many military personnel there in South Korea and families that are there. Now, I did 2 tours of duty there. My first assignment was at Suwon Air Base, right over the DMZ, flying A-10A attack aircraft, and our job was to just get downright medieval, with any tanks that came across that border. And my second assignment was at Osan, which was a more family-orientated base, and that was later on with my family there. But it was always dangerous because we knew there was infiltrators in that country, 50,000 plus, that would turn on you and kill you and your family if they're given the word to, and you don't know who they are because they mingle in with the common population. Now, just to give you a little insight on how things operated, when I was with the A-10s at Suwon, it was a Korean base, and I learned a lot about how they operated. In Korea, you don't have an option. I believe at the age of 16 or 17, you are put in the military. You don't have a there's not you don't have a choice. You go into the military, and that whole country is designed for war. They have streets that are runways that you don't even know about. They can turn that whole country into a war battle zone in a matter of hours by putting barricades up, and all of a sudden you got runways and bases everywhere. Because you got to understand, they're still at war. You see, they only have an armistice agreement, which means they just decided not to fight anymore. They're still at war with North Korea. And unlike America, they have an attitude where we can go to war tomorrow and I don't care. I'm willing to give it all, because that's how they're taught. They're taught from little kids that that their country is more important than them. So the whole is more important than the individual. So understand that what we think is not a cause to go to war is not how they think. And we can't play games with North Korea. If we go to war with them, I'm pretty sure it would be low yield nuclear weapons dropped on them immediately. We would not be like Iraq or Afghanistan. We have to take them out immediately, because they're like 50 miles from Yongsan, which is the biggest army installation there. And we're just so close to them. I mean, imagine being on the south side of your town, wherever you live at. That's how close they are to military major operations for the United States. So it would have to be boom. We couldn't let them get into our bases and start killing our military and their families and stuff. So, and then once you start using that nuclear capability, then now China gets pulled into it, and then you're looking at World War III. So that's why I call that the perfect storm.